like, for example, what do you think about that? Like on the economic part of Mexico, like I do consider, my family also goes often to Madrid, but I do consider that there's many opportunities here in Mexico of making like good amount of money.
I think so, definitely. No, like even from my own experience here in Tulum, it's like a bird in land in some ways. Especially for me, we do martial arts on bringing the highest level of Muay Thai to Mexico, where there's not. We had the edit before, right? So we had the gym. Like there's not too many gyms that need really authentic Muay Thai.
Well, and I came last year, and I saw the exhibition fights that you guys throw.
Yeah.
Amazing plan, amazing plan. It was, to be honest, it was one of my highlights from last year coming here to Tulum. For sure, bro, for sure. It was such an amazing fight. I love the vibe. You know, like there's techno music playing, and then the Muay Thai fight song.
That is to have what we want to provide is like a good experience, and also learn about martial arts, and to get more people interested. I would never go. You never go to gym otherwise, you know. So the key to expansion of Muay Thai is to everyone feel welcome, because I think for many years that has been like a feeling that it's too much ego, that we come here and beat each other up too much, you know, that because in each gym it needs to be some sort of leadership who controls the egos of everyone. Because, you know, and I think that is
everyone's trying to be the best, right? Yeah. Everyone's trying to be the best. So then ego comes into role.
Yes.
On how do you control? You have two guys, and both of them want to be the best.
Yes.
What do you do with that, right?
Yes, but in demonstration, the ego needs to be there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a world champion.
You wouldn't be.
Even if my ego is very high, but I need to know when to humble it and when to play with it. You know, because it's like in the gym, it's a team sport. We are really fighting as a team, but we are in the ring by ourselves. But you have any support from the team behind you when you enter the ring. Okay. So they were still, in that sense, they were still.
Your game plan, right? And you plan with your coaches, and you gotta follow that. Not go with your emotions sometimes. Yeah, I totally understand, and it's such an amazing like psychological journey of these to fight, right?
Yeah.
And as we were talking the other day, that control of emotions before the fight, like when you're during the camp, it's something that it's not very talked about, but it's something that it's super interesting, and we compare it as a psychedelic, right?
Yes.
Where you cannot explain someone that has never fought.
Yes.
What is your mental process?
Like how do you prepare for your first fight and so on? Because I have had many, now in the last 2 years, I've had many guys stepping into the ring for the first time, you know, and that experience is very different from one person to another person. But for me, it's like I need always try to make them sure that everything is perfect always. Like you're putting in the effort, and the outcome will be how it's gonna be, you know, like either way you're gonna win, it's gonna be good, you're gonna lose, it's okay also. Like either way, we are here to be better, and of course our goal is always to win, of course. But then there's always gonna be one winner, one loser. So you need to go in with that mindset, you know. So
totally. Yeah. That's when the spiritual practice comes into place, right? Like you put yourself into something higher than yourself, hence, right?
Yeah.
In order, like you did everything that's on your hands. You practice as much as you can. You learn as much as you possibly can. Yeah. Now it's time to fight, and that doesn't guarantee you that you're gonna win.
No,
you leave everything in God's hands.
And you just give your best. You know?
You just give
the best. And if your best is better, his best good, you're gonna have a good experience. Or you know, like, but sometimes you are stepped against a person, you're not on that level anymore, and you need to be humble yourself, and then you go back to the gym, and we think how we're gonna be then. That is, it doesn't matter if that is your first fight or your 100th fight, it's the same every time.
It's the same process, right?
The same loop. And like my biggest advice is to never give up in some way, that we always find joy in coming back and to improve. after every loss,
Nice.
we come back, we coming back there, and we enjoy it. It doesn't matter. We don't let the ego take control of our emotion, how we feel when we lose. So
Even those nice scraps, right? Like people can say like, "Oh my God, they're in this love fest," and they're beating the shit out of each other.
yes,
But they don't. People don't know it. But those two guys are actually enjoying it.
very good time.
They're having a really, really good time,
Yeah.
and that's something people don't understand.
And then even like when we come out, we are friends.
Yeah,
Like we are friends with each other, even if we are in there to really be cheer up, you know.
Totally. You see that huge hug at the end of the life with both of them faces completely destroyed.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the beauty of the sport, of the combat sport, right?
Yeah.
And also the psychology behind it, I consider really interesting. But yep, let's get into. I'll start with that.
Yeah, for sure.
What up, fight fans? It's a pleasure to be here in Tulum with such an amazing person and fighter. He's two-time world champion Muay Thai. He also came here to Mexico and became Budo Cento striking champion. I'm talking about Magnus, the crazy Viking Andersson. Magnus, such a huge pleasure. I'm so thankful to be here in Tulum in this holistic place, and
It's an experience, right?
it's an experience. Yeah, everything in Tulum was just such an incredible experience.
Yes.
And for example, Tulum is really famous for like the parties and the festivals that throw here, but there's many people that also come here and like they're looking for a scrap.
Yeah.
They always have Revolution Muay Thai.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, what's up, guys? Magnus here, and thank you for this interview and be a part of the podcast.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, very exciting. We met at the gym early this week, and we had a nice connection because Rafa here is also very interested in how the psychology and the martial arts spirituality works hand in hand, right? So directly when we talked to each other, I feel it was you know, when you feel it's like an instant connection where you are excited to speak with other person about, because it's like you're on the same path in life, right? So yeah, I'm very grateful for this to see what you can bring up, and maybe also this conversation maybe can help someone to get further in their journey in the spiritual world and also in the fighting journey, of course. Because I have been around the world. Like I lived 5 years in Thailand before I moved to Mexico 4 years ago. So I spent 4 years here in Tulum, which has been the biggest transformation I would ever could explain. Like maybe one day I will write a book about it, because
You have to.
Yeah,
You truly have to. And like for example, yeah. For people that don't know, I actually met Magnus last year. Well, but we don't talk that much.
Yes.
But I came last year and I saw some exhibition fights, Muay Thai bouts on Revolution Muay Thai Tulum, and there was such an amazing. It was my highlight of that trip, and I knew that I had to came back. Now I'm here. I train with the group, and just getting to know you, it was even more exciting because of what you just were saying, of that spiritual psychological journey you had through your life. And that's something I really want to talk to you about in this talk. It's not an issue, it's just a talk, but it's something that really caught my attention a lot on all your fighting journey and how that connects into spirituality and psychology. And for example, I know that you're from Sweden.
Yes.
You started fighting there, and you said that you started fighting there with 5 friends, right?
5 friends, yes. When I was 15.
When you were 15. Then you had your first professional fight. No, you had your first fight.
First fight, I was 19 was.
And that was in Sweden, right?
In Sweden. Like imagine like a soccer stadium style, you know, where all my friends, family, we had a ring in the middle. There was in the daylight. But I really, no, I'm joking. That was my second fight. The first fight was in a gym, just a normal gym, in a town called Lund. So this was a gym we have been training, like guest training. And
You were going to train there.
it was a fight, like they did a promotion in just a normal Muay Thai gym. So there, but I was for that fight, I had a lot of nerves. This is I fought the guy with 3 fights earlier, and that was the first time where I was very nervous, and I would try to look my opponent up. But back then it was social media wasn't that big, you know.
Totally.
Yeah, so
And for example, something that also got my attention about when you start fighting was that you said that you start fighting with those 5 friends, but you started fighting to defend yourself.
yes,
First of all, was to defend yourself.
to learn how to, because like I say, I like said to you before, I got into like a school fight, and I didn't know nothing how it works. You know, I felt very not insecure, but I felt like that I need to change this. I don't want to feel this. But if something happened to me,
You feel very liberal.
I want to be able to protect myself or protect my friends or like my girlfriend, and that is how the journey started. Then I got into
Nice.
I found my old gym called Hangsta Muay Thai, where the journey started, and I started just like I think it was 2 to 3 times per week we trained, just like 1 hour training class. Where like I was one of the younger persons, 50,
Totally, yeah.
and then you training with 25, 30, 35.
No, you were a young kid compared to the rest of them.
Say, but I'm still pushing. Like I wanted to be better, right?
Totally. And for example, I want to know, like, first you started to defend yourself, and in order to not be vulnerable for those type of situations.
Yeah.
But when was the moment you found out your warrior soul?
I think that was in the first fight.
The first
So
fight.
the first fight ignited that and so on.
Nice.
That it was like the winning exam. Like I really wanted to win, and or maybe even it took me maybe 4 fights until I fought my first. Because back then it's been a few years ago, right? Like over 10 years. My first fight was how many years? Like blah, 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 like 9 years ish, something like that. Now more. So I had my first when I got into the B class, which is full mortalius, no protection, but no elbows, right? And I win that fight by a knockout with an overhand in the 5th round. That fighting down was that was actually if you go to my scroll down to all my last posts on my Instagram, there I still have it.
The overhead.
Yeah, I dropped him. No, I like go to the first post that I did.
It is the overhead,
And I ran, and I that was the it
When
was
I put that here.
it was the biggest rush of my life, and I said, wow, I needed more. I knocked him out. I want like direct back then. I needed to fight again.
That was the moment you knew you were born.
Yeah, and then I just keep fighting, winning fights. I had like 30 fights before I lost my first fight.
13
30
fights.
Muay Thai fights before I had my first loss. You know?
Okay. So all of them were in Sweden. And yes, this time we're talking about Sweden. Because you were saying that your 5 friends that started with you, there was a point that they left this business. They
So
left the sport, but you it was already in your soul, right? It was burning your soul.
there was, and that is in some way became my purpose. But by God, I didn't know that. But so that was the journey starting, and then when I just before that fight when I was 19, I traveled with 2 of my friends from the school to Thailand, and we lived at Simbi Muay Thai.
Okay.
So we stayed out for a month in the fight, like we had like a fight camp.
Yeah, totally. And they stay there, right? For the people that don't know this, you can travel to Thailand, and during those huge gyms, Muay Thai gyms, there's dorms where you can stay, you can have everything in order for you to practice.
You also get a chance to see how it is to live as a pro fighter.
Totally.
Because then you
live that experience.
you also like the only way to become one of those guys, you need to change your life fully. You cannot, if you're truly gonna be a world champion, you cannot you cannot go to work 9 hours per day. It doesn't work like that in some ways. There is maybe few people who do it, but it's very rare. So what I did, I worked as a carpenter, became fully licensed carpenter, and then as I fuck it, I'm quitting my work, took my savings, went straight to Thailand. You know?
That's when you arrived to Phuket.
Yeah, Phuket. I go to Samui first.
First Samui.
Samui 6 months, and then to Phuket for 4.5 years.
Yeah, that's where also like the professional journey started, right?
And now it's always my goal here in Tulum is to do that things for you, the Mexican, Americans. My goal is to create a similar vibe, so you can repeat the same journey I did, but here in Mexico. And that maybe eventually you come to the top of Mexico or in America, then eventually you still have to go to Thailand and do your journey.
Totally.
Because you have to grow, because you can be with me for sure to grow as much as you can, but eventually one day I say you need to bounce to Thailand and do it. If you're gonna, if that is your, if this is would be sort of fire, you know, if that is the purpose.
If this is what burns your soul on fire,
Yeah.
you for sure have to go to Thailand in order to practice that perfect Muay Thai, right?
Yes.
And with the high level guys,
Yeah.
and with the high level.
Yeah, Emiliano, I'm not seeing it.
The opportunities you can fight every.
You'll be skating.
You can fight every week if you want to. Literally ways. So you get, but like you know, here in Mexico, it's hard to find the good level fights all the time.
Totally.
So
It's actually really hard to win. But so you will get into that point.
yeah, we can talk more about how we. My goal is to maybe create my own fight promotion also eventually. It's everything step by step, you know, like.
Totally. So for example, you arrived to Thailand when you were 20, right? Approximately
21, between 22.
You was still a young man.
This is in
a
a few games I fought in the IFMA World Championships. I took silver medal, bronze medal over there.
And how do you get to know what would become your future corner and your future partners? Revolution.
That is also a very interesting story where I was staying in Samui for those 6 months at a gym called Tailandia, and I was supposed to go back to Sweden, but I wanted to visit my friend in Phuket, so I'm gonna have one fight in Bangkok on a promotion called Super Muay Thai.
Okay.
It's Boka's old show before Super Champ, you know. Super Champ was not a promotion recently, but Super Muay Thai was my first appearance on the TV. On the, I think they streamed it on World Point 31.
Nice.
Back then. So there I was fighting an older champion where I almost was there by myself, and my Thai coach also came with me, but he didn't speak English.
Okay.
So then
You had to do like the double turn.
we barely did that. We barely understand it. Yeah, so it was quite funny. So then Tim, the owner of Revolution Gym, is from Australia. He was there with one of his fighters called Ilyas Shakir, very good Moroccan fighter. So
Okay.
it's always we saw each other like in lobby, and we started talking with each other because I'm a foreigner, he's foreigner, and
He already knew you, I guess.
and I don't know, not so much really, but it's like I met you, we vibing on the same frequency.
True.
So it didn't really matter. It was meant to be. You feel me? So then he offered like, "Hey, do you need help to corner?" And I said, "Yes, sure, thank you." Like, so then we went into the fight. He held me corner, and I was listening very careful to him, and I found a big knockout with my right overhand again. So I that's why I did it. Yeah, I dropped him, and then after the fight we talked, and he invited me. Hey, you going to Phuket, right? We're living there, and he offered me, like, why you don't fly with us to Phuket, and you can maybe check out the gym, and I did that, and then I said I just gonna stay for a few days, but then he led one thing led to another thing, and I stayed for 1 month, and I had one more fight on MX Muay Thai. Then after that time I went home to Sweden.
That fight was the comeback fights.
That fight was a fight actually. Where was that, John? Yeah, that was a fight where I beat Siri Monko. I don't know if you have seen that one.
It's when you get dropped.
That is the fight where I become like the MX World Champion.
Okay,
That was the champion.
Yeah, because for people that haven't seen your fight, you of course have to check Crazy Vikings fights. you have this style of always going forward and putting the pressure. You feel comfortable, even though you're long. You feel comfortable when you're going in front.
Because for me, I always when I fight, I want to entertain.
And that's super entertaining people. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Here for having good experience.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. That you have this super attracting style of fighting. That now, if you look back, it was obvious that you were gonna go to the TV.
Because everything is like also the character we choose to live in. You know, the character, like my avatar is this character. You feel me? Like there was no other way. Like I was born into a store, and I don't really know exactly how it works. But like yesterday, I was having a session with like a Mayan calendar. Where they
You said me that they were reading your.
there was another session I did.
okay.
Also, I talked with one woman who studied the Mayan calendar, and they can see what day you're born, where you're born, and
your purpose.
they put the archetype of myself, and it's so fucking accurate. So that really made me, oh shit, I need to study the Mayans wisdom
Calendar.
because that is next level. Also, like even we was talking, we know the time where 2012, where the world was going under. That was not that it was going under. It was a shift in consciousness. But
The end of the world, right?
Yeah,
But when people say it was,
you remember that it was this. There was a transformation,
and they sell, and in the US they sell like this.
because they wanted
Shit like
in some way. So they wanted. I think this is my philosophy. Like I think they want to create fear, so they don't make people believe that was the truth, but it is the truth. And if you are,
It was an end of conscious, right?
so it's the end of an era. It was the end of an era in some ways. I am not
Started off a new one.
exactly. I'm not exactly sure. It's something with the space and like stars and like I can't go deep into it, but it was for me. It was very interesting and gave me an interest to learn more about that for having easier because we cannot change who we are. Like for example, this is a glass and this is a bottle, right? They both have an archetype. The glass cannot become a bottle. It's impossible. It's the same like an apple cannot become a banana.
Totally.
And the same that humankind have too many options now, so we're getting confused. So humanity is very confused these days, where people we have too many options and life is too. Sometimes it's too easy.
Easy.
You have different options where what to do with these days.
If you compare it to like back in the days, life, it's easy, you know, like you got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and even like for you have a phone and if you study the phone, you can learn how to generate money, so you can do whatever you want. So the system, you don't need to work 8 hours per day for something that you don't want to do.
The system changes.
Just take your own decision to quit it and to walk your path. Because if you're not excited with what you're doing, why are you doing it? Who is the little control and tell me you have to do it? Who decide that for you? You understand? Like when you're starting waking up to those thoughts, life changes. And now I'm coming back to why Mexico improved my life so much, because it's awakening myself to those thoughts. Like Tulum in general, like before those thoughts never came to myself. And the same, like, why do I train Muay Thai? It's not only to be a world champion, because
It's what burns my soul on fire.
at the end of the day, world champions is amazing. I like the best, but in the end of the day, like what Mike Tyson would say, it doesn't really matter the best. I don't care. Like in the end of the day, like for me is to give back to the people, to the world, to sharing my gift, and that is Muay Thai. And now you correlate the spiritual journey with the Muay Thai journey, and then I give people a better life experience of it, with movements, with community,
With spirituality too.
yes.
I told you the other day, I do consider that Muay Thai, more than a sport, it's a spiritual practice.
Yes.
Because you gotta be ready, and you gotta make some talks to yourself, to your inner self, and being in peace with who you are. In order to just fight, you gotta make peace with many things of your background, of your childhood. You gotta make peace with all of them. Love who you are, and that makes you ready to fight.
It's true. It's true.
Sounds crazy, but you wouldn't understand it unless you fought one, right?
Yeah.
And for example, then you have this amazing career in Thailand, where you became two-time world champion. You fought in the best promotions of Muay Thai. You even fought for the one championship title, which right now one championship is huge.
Yes, yes, yes.
With you were such a young man,
Yes.
and you fought against someone with such an incredible experience.
An incredible career. Professional court is a very very high level fighter, one of the best.
Totally,
In my opinion, like,
totally, super fast.
super quick and very the IQs. And like I say, I would do it again. You know, it's like I will do that. I have no fear in that sense. I don't fear no man. There is doesn't exist. I will always fight.
There's something that I would, if you want to share it. You told me that you had your two world champion Muay Thai titles, but you were still depressed, and you came up to the entire
Yes.
depressed.
So back to the story, how my spiritual journey happened was under the first year of COVID. I just coming away from I fought for the Lion Fight World title in 160 pounds. I was the 154 pounds champion before for Lion Fight. So
Anyway,
it was the Lion Fight. The guys who don't know is that there was the biggest organization in America before, right? So that fight took place just when COVID happened in Ireland. So I fought Sixacon for 5 rounds. I got caught early. I think it was second round, and it was very tricky. Sixacon has a very very high level of IQ, and I couldn't beat him. You feel me? But after that fight, I came back to Thailand, and all fights stopped for I don't know. It was a year. It was a very long time
for
COVID, and that happened. That all training stopped. I didn't do nothing. I was consuming alcohol. I was smoking weed. I didn't really do nothing. I was just surfing and do wakeboarding, just like a kid having fun. And with a man in that age without a purpose, I didn't see nothing. What the fuck am I doing here?
Such interesting.
So then an ex-girlfriend of mine, she got idea to move to Mexico because we saw everything was open here. And then my friend of mine, Eddie Farrell, who owned Tulum Muay Thai before, he opened just a gym, and I saw a post on social media that, hey, we want to we searching for coaches. I was like, fuck, let's go. I thought, yeah, okay. I'm in town. Then I went home 3 months in Sweden.
So your girlfriend was the first one to saw an opportunity becoming
ex. Got it. Yes.
Okay, she was the one who saw an opportunity of coming here to Mexico.
She put that idea into my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the reason I'm very grateful for her.
Totally.
That she put me in that direction. So we was away from each other for 3 months. So then we eventually flew to Mexico City, and I met her there on the same point. And then together we went to Tulum, and the journey started. But then I was just a coach for 2 years. I was fighting. That was the comeback to the Buddha Center. With Eddie Farrell and the team, I found back love for coaching and for training.
That's when you fall in love with
I healed myself, and then we got into the spiritual journey, the ayahuasca, and it thanks to my ex-girlfriend, because her decision, she wanted to heal her traumas from her family and so on, right? And
did you know?
I didn't know nothing.
I didn't know nothing.
So I went into that journey ayahuasca with no understanding what's up, because before that ceremony, I've only done a mushroom for just enjoyment, for fun. I didn't know much about spirituality, but then
Recreational purposes.
exactly, recreational purposes. And I went straight into the ayahuasca, and it shocked my whole existence. And that I like in some way I had like a bad experience that many things I couldn't accept. So that bad trip,
So you were like rejecting parts of you.
I couldn't accept nada.
You were rejecting parts of you. Nice.
So then I realized, but that trip was amazing because that led me to meet other individuals in the path, and then I started growing. I changed the whole program. So I changed the whole program where I was born in Sweden. I integrated the Latin culture, the masculine essence, the gentleman essence from the medicine, and then the same way that is so when that happened,
Like creating your own story by yourself.
and also to understand the masculinity, because a Latin man, he is born into a masculine mindset.
Totally.
Like this, I mean, like you before, like open the door, pay the bills. You feel me, like that. You know, like
Yeah,
make sure
masculine energy.
make sure your woman is safe. The lab taking care of your friends. Like so the medicine put me into that path, and you more grow. Then, like I say, I had a few experiences with the bufu, that became like my master. That was the one I just praise, and I'm grateful for, because that is really that gave me a lot of healing. And then eventually that led me to Kiki, my girlfriend now, who is my partner in life, who I had to change my inside to attract her. So back to the story, like with the Muay Thai, this is 10 times more important than so that change. Wow,
And your path became clear, right? And it looks like the path became clear once you started like this plant medicine treatment.
yes,
Your path and your traumas and who you are, like you start making peace with yourself, and by
your shadow.
and by accepting yourself, by accepting your shadow, by making peace with who you are, like your path became even clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Also with Muay Thai,
Yes.
like coaching,
Because exactly, the coaching become very different. Then I understand different way to reach my students, and also you get more empathic. When we touch the medicine, you understand people's energy, frequency, and you became just a better human being. And I can read you more how you feel in this present moment. It's sometimes it can unlock like psychic abilities that you only see in the movies.
yeah, like intuition, right? But people don't hear a lot their intuition, like their self
They need
intuition.
to read, because in the end of the day, you will have all the
They hear
answers.
and they hear more words than intuition.
Yes.
They hear more what someone is telling me.
Yeah, but uncertain is this from the inside.
How am I feeling next to this person? How am I moving? How am I speaking? Right? And all of that makes sense in the spiritual world. But again, you have to live it in order to understand it.
And also, like, you can know that even like you listen to all the things we say now, but to work the path is one thing, but to know the path is one other thing. Because like I have a very good mentor of mine, who knows the path, but working the path was more challenging for him. So eventually it became that as two, I have grown faster than he do, and that becomes a separation.
Totally.
Because then I became his master. But so that is good, because then he sees that's the master, and it goes like that. It's a constant growth.
You're talking one of the points that I like to talk about the most when we're talking about the plant medicines. And it's that plant medicines shows you and gives you the theory of how to become a loving man.
Yes.
And how to love yourself, and how to love others, and how to love your surroundings. But it won't live for you. It won't make decisions for you.
No, you have to be conscious.
You have to grab your vest and start making the correct decisions that you know will benefit yourself, not others, but yourself. And that's something that people sometimes get lost when they try like these plant medicines. They see, but then they come back to real life.
They don't do nothing.
And they don't do nothing of what they have already seen, right?
Yes.
They just stick to the idea of, oh, I saw this and now I'm higher than you, and
like,
ego comes in.
It's like the spiritual ego sometimes happens.
Yeah.
When you think you are better than no one else.
Totally.
That is not the case.
Totally. And spiritual plans and master plans, I would describe them also as a Muay Thai practice, right? You learn from your classes. I learn from you. But now I got to go into the match and actually do what I learned from you.
And also that I teach you, but it's up to you how you want. What do you want to do with the information? Do you want to store you write it up somewhere? Do you want to record it? How do you use the information? It's like you study. you cannot only see it one time and then forget about it. You need to constantly every day to improve the things we are working on, you know.
And to choose yourself,
Yeah.
which it sounds easy, like in theory, but it's actually pretty hard on practice to always choose yourself.
Don't you see like even if I tell you the journey, and the journey never ends. The journey of healing and improving never ends. But it ends when you stop. Like my tips to you guys, to stop judging yourself. Even in the days you do something bad, it's okay. It's okay as long as you're aware of that. Okay, you accept this, that it wasn't so good what I was doing today, but tomorrow is a new day, and you live by that philosophy. Life becomes more pleasant. You know?
Totally. And it's incredible, like everything that you just said. And like, for example, it's a two-time Muay Thai world champion, you know, like, and all the spirituality behind that. And it's such an amazing journey also to, for example, you became that two-time Muay Thai world champion, and then you come here to Mexico, and then they invite you to fight the Mexican Muay Thai champion, Abudo Cento, which is the biggest promotion here in Mexico of Muay Thai. And it was like the monster, Magayan. You know, everyone has had these high hopes on him. And you saw that fight, like I saw that fight less than an hour ago. And the way you destroyed him, the way you walk him out, the way your precision in your striking, the way you show that experience of fighting the best level, it was more than clear. You dropped him in the second round. Third and fourth round, you were just praying with him, basically. And we were talking about like the best practitioner of Muay Thai here in Mexico, and you make it look easy. And now you're like the actual Budo striking champion. And for example, do you have something left on yourself fighting?
If I have left to fight,
Yeah.
of course.
Nice.
Because don't get me wrong, I'm really retired. I used to, like I say, I've had a shoulder injury, which happened in a crash like 40 months ago.
No.
So we had a broken shoulder with a metal.
You got surgery?
Yeah, surgery, everything. So well, I'm on the comeback. So I didn't stop. So later this year I will do the comeback, and then my goal is to have another rise, like come back now to fight as a man, you know, like to, because before I never have a team, but now I have a full on family behind me.
Family.
You know, I'm just family here. And we go, like I said, I'm going to Thailand now in February, and I will be inspired again and train where I do a lot of private training. And we're walking one more time, and then, like I say, I want to make some big promotion here in Mexico in the future, where I'll fight myself, keep defending, like wherever they put me as the next Bull Center fight, put on a great show as always. Because the fighting spirit in Mexico is very excellent. I have a lot of fun. I have 66 fights, right? And few of my best fights have been here in Mexico, like the one I fight in Glory.
Kickboxing, yeah.
It was very fun. It was very wild fight, but I had a lot of fun, and the prestige to fight number 8 ranked in the world and beat him on 12 hours notice is incredible.
And that's something people don't know, but you actually not just fought in Muay Thai. You came here, you fought in Glory Kickboxing, which it's for sure the biggest kickboxing promotion. And on 11 in the day,
12 hours.
In 12 hours, you know,
before.
you came here with the wing.
Yes, and I was, you know, like I'm a character who don't really care too much. I just whatever, let's do it. You know, I don't take life too serious, but I also take life very seriously, but in a very relaxed,
In a relaxed way.
in a relaxed vibe. You know, like I don't overthink my decisions many times. I just go with my intuition, my flow, and also remember we come here to enjoy ourselves, to have fun with it. Like you see me when I fight in I walk. I love electronic music. I love the pop good techno, you know, and that enlightened my soul. I working out to one of my good DJ Boris Breccia 5,000 people in Exeter City.
And he played here? No, he was meant to be here.
It's just actually the boys going
He
to play.
played in here, right?
Yeah. So a few years back, I was very big fan of him, and walking out to his music in the full stadium, see myself on the big screen. It's like a fucking. Sometimes I sorry for swearing. It's like you realize we are in the game and in the movie, and I had created this character. And like I said to all of you, remember that it's just to have fun, man, and to grow as an individual, learn, read more. Whatever you can do, just learn something always. If it's more ties, whatever things that you feel the most enjoy of doing, do it, and don't get stuck in something that doesn't serve you. You know.
Totally.
And we are in the path to
some huge things.
Yeah,
For example, and now that you're saying enjoy yourself, what you're building here in Revolution Muay Thai, Tulum, it would be impossible to feel the vibe that I'm feeling when I arrive if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I do think that the gym transmits what the leader of the gym.
Yes. That's the energy, you know? Like,
Yeah, the energy, his energy, you know? So if you ever had a chance to come visit Tulum, Revolution Muay Thai Tulum, it's amazing to be there. It's such an amazing, you feel the family,
Yes,
you feel how everyone welcomes you. You need shin guards, go grab them. Okay, now let's fight. You know,
Yes.
but everyone's there to help you.
Yes,
Everyone's
yes,
there to make you better and for them to also be better, right? And as I'm telling you, it feels completely your vibe. The other day I was talking with the French guy,
Tommy, no?
Tommy, and he invited me to his restaurant.
Yeah.
He invited me like, hey, I take care of your dinner tonight, you know? So you feel that type of things coming into Revolution Muay Thai Tulum.
Thank you.
So what are your plans doing with your plans forward with Revolution Muay Thai?
So Revolution Muay Thai, I want to create my next goal for this year is to find to start with 2 to 4 sponsored fighters that I want to be able to find sponsor for, so they can stay for free here, train with me, like personal training, and helping me out to grow the gym. So we're able
classes.
like Tim as we're giving like we're creating Thai camp, but we're gonna have pad work with all the students every day, like every session. So we're making like the Thai style, and like I say, keep growing. We open a kids class. We have now a women's class. We maybe do 2, one beginners class, one intermediate, and one fight class. So step by step growing the sport. Other things I also would like to do is to start my own fight promotion, which that will be another that I can bring. We bring the highest level into Tulum. You're gonna get good pay. You're gonna have a good experience. You're gonna maybe get a little bit of my energy, my vibe,
And get to Tulum.
yeah, get to know Tulum and have a great time. Like if you haven't been here yet, it's like I say, life-changing experience, and you just enjoy yourself. Like if you come for 2 weeks to a month, it's you will not regret it.
Totally. And as you said, like even if you're not like a professional Muay Thai fighter, but you want to start fighting and you want to try how does Muay Thai works, I would say that Revolution Tulum will welcome you with open arms.
Yes.
And I would also say that if you are an MMA fighter and you want to improve your striking, Revolution Muay Thai, it would be a huge part of that growing. It would definitely improve the striking. And something I really love too is that you're always giving the classes, but also telling your experience like in the best scenarios, right? Like, oh, I do this guard on my title fight against this guy. When I was fighting on one championship, I did this move and it was really effective. So you transmit all of that in every single class you give, and it's a gift for everyone who's attending your class. So I would definitely recommend come visit Revolution Muay Thai here in Tulum, and Magnus and everyone in that family will welcome you with open arms to train some good Muay Thai.
Yes, sir.
Magnus, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
Yes,
And
follow. Let's go, guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy yourself. Let's go. See you soon.